Nestled in a tranquil corner of the Baltic Sea, a serene German vacation island is on the brink of a remarkable transformation through one of the grandest infrastructure undertakings in the world. Yes, you have heard it right. Denmark and Germany are developing a massive underwater road and train tunnel system that will slash traveling between different cities by more than half, making the tunnel the most effective way to journey between Scandinavian countries and Central Europe. The Fehmarn Belt Tunnel will be 18 kilometers long, making it the longest road and train tunnel throughout the globe. It is set to be finished in 2029. The $10 billion infrastructure project will be built throughout the Baltic Sea, going through the Fehmarn Belt, and will link Rudbyhaven, which is an island in Denmark located in Lolland, with Puttgarden, located in northern Germany. The project will comprise an electrified railroad track as well as two double-lane road networks, which will function as motorways. Hi, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to explore the scale and significance of Europe's new mega tunnel, the possibilities, the consequences, and the impact on society. So without further ado, let's dive straight in. It is important to understand that streamlined infrastructure development plays a vital role in propelling a country's economic prosperity. Infrastructure enhancements are the lifeblood for a nation to achieve continuous success in a variety of industrial sectors, including transportation, agriculture, tourism, and trade, amongst others. This isn't just important for international commerce, but is vital for growing the local economy as well. In addition, infrastructure is important for inclusive economic expansion and augments the development of a slew of critical sectors, such as education, health, and employment. You can't hope for industries to grow and achieve stability on their own. They require a variety of necessary facilities to operate, such as road and train networks, water, electricity, gas supply, port connectivity, etc. Since 1963, Fehmarn, which is an island in Germany, has been linked to the country's mainland via the Sound Bridge. Subsequently, the primary means of traveling from Fehmarn to Lolland, a Danish island, was via ferry. However, in the 1990s, there were discussions to create a tunnel that could have the travel time to each island and mainland concurrently. And thus, feasibility studies and research began into the possibility of an underwater tunnel system that was safer and more efficient. In 2010, plans were drawn up to develop an electrified railway system and a four-lane motorway. Originally, the tunnel was intended to be completed by 2018. However, due to budgetary, planning, and policy constraints, the construction of the Fehmarn Belt Tunnel was suspended. However, the construction of the tunnel on the Danish side eventually began in 2020, while the Germans started building their side of the project in 2021. Some of the very first tunnels ever built were developed by the Persian Empire, or Iran. The Persians constructed tunnels using the Qanat system, and in the first millennium, BCE, they were able to successfully construct water tunnels that ran down from the top of hills, transporting water consumption and commercial use. In Europe, the Romans were amongst the first civilizations to build tunnels using the same Qanat system, and developed the Römerstadt Tunnel, which is located in present-day Germany. The tunnel was mainly used for draining water and transporting it throughout the mainland. Coming to the early 19th century, the London Underground Network was constructed in 1863 and was, at the same time, the first underground railway network in the world. Similarly, the Gotthard Tunnel in Switzerland was constructed in 1882 and at the time was the world's longest railway network, connecting both the northern and southern regions of the country, running through the Swiss Alps. The Fehmarn Belt Tunnel, when completed, will drastically optimize the time it takes for people and goods to travel to Germany and Denmark. Presently, the only way to travel in the Fehmarn Belt Strait is via ferry, which is proving to be inefficient due to weather and capacity constraints. The tunnel will significantly reduce the time to transport both goods and people to 10 minutes via car and 7 minutes via train. On average, it takes 45 minutes to get to and from the region by ferry. Economically, the tunnel is going to help propel growth and stability in Germany and Scandinavian countries by guaranteeing speedy and reliable delivery and transportation of goods, produce, and raw materials. The width of the Fehmarn Belt Tunnel is 42 meters and will be immersed 18 kilometers below the sea. making it the longest road and railway tunnel system throughout the globe. For perspective, the famous Tran Bay Tube in San Francisco is constructed only 6 kilometers below the sea. Moreover, the Fehmarn Belt Tunnel will be up to 5 times bigger than the renowned Øresund Tunnel that links Denmark with Sweden. Upon completion, the tunnel will also be amongst some of the deepest in the world, reaching a depth of more than 40 meters below the Baltic Sea. The construction will involve installing 89 supermassive concrete sections that will first be manufactured on land and will subsequently be lowered down into the tunnel using cranes. According to Femern AS, a Danish company owned and operated by the Danish government, the first concrete sections will be immersed by 2024. There's no question there are going to be some massive challenges engineers will have to face while constructing this mega tunnel, due to the gigantic dimensions of the tunnel, the fact that it will be underwater, and the sheer complexities associated with developing the framework of the infrastructure. However, some of the more pressing challenges that the planning and engineering department of the project will have to face will include geological constraints. You see, the Fehmarn Belt Strait is situated in an area that comes with a variety of geological conditions. Engineers will have to carefully navigate and remove massive amounts of unusable soils, rocks, and sediment before they can begin construction. What's more, the Fehmarn region of the Baltic Sea is also prone to seismic activity, which means the tunnel will need to be designed to safely withstand potential tectonic activity and even small magnitude earthquakes. One of the primary benefits of mega infrastructural projects like the Fehmarn Belt Tunnel is the fact that it's going to increase the rate of employment for both Denmark and Germany. Super projects like these are very labor-intensive and generally employ thousands of workers throughout multiple phases of the project. It will require skilled and unskilled labor from a slew of sectors, such as engineering, logistics, transportation, healthcare, and support. In addition, the tunnel will also drastically improve the overall transportation infrastructure, making it easier and more efficient to transport goods and raw materials throughout various Scandinavian countries, as well as Northern Europe, reducing the overall logistics costs, minimizing transit times, and removing any trade barriers. The estimated cost of constructing the Fehmarn Belt Tunnel is estimated to be $10 billion. According to the cost-benefit analysis implemented by the Danish Ministry of Transport, along with evaluating the value it will bring to society, it was identified that the project, over 50 years after the tunnel is built, will produce an economic return of 5.0% for European countries, including Denmark. As for the long-term benefits and returns of the project, well, the creation of the tunnel will most certainly bring in lots of jobs over the next several decades. In addition, there will also be a boost in tourism, as well as a rise in real estate prices and demand in the region. For perspective, the Channel Tunnel, which is also known as the Eurotunnel, costs €4.65 billion and connects the UK with France, and since 1994, the tunnel has been continuously propelling the trade between both countries. The construction of such a massive tunnel system will likely have both positive and negative impacts on the environment. You see, developing the Fehmarn Belt Tunnel will include massive excavations, land reclamation, dredging, and a variety of other activities, all of which can potentially destroy coastal seabeds and adversely impact local marine habitats. In addition, the construction process will also consist of a lot of waste and pollutants being released into the water, which can further harm the local aquatic wildlife along with polluting the water. However, in terms of sustainability, if the tunnel is constructed carefully and with mitigation measures, it can actually help reduce CO2 emissions. How? Well, the first thing that's going to happen is that people will start using the road-to-rail system, which will drastically minimize greenhouse gas emissions and is a far more energy-efficient way to travel or transport goods. Next, thanks to a more effective and efficient transportation infrastructure, people won't need to worry about massive traffic jams and congestion on current road networks. The tunnel will offer smoother traffic flow, minimizing idle times, and thus reducing emissions. Before the process of developing the tunnel is initiated, there will be comprehensive EIA assessments made, which will help identify the environmental impacts of the project and outline everything that needs to be done to mitigate those impacts. This includes things like the marine biodiversity in the region and the overall ecosystem in the area. Based on the EIA report, their project will need to undergo several design modifications. For example, Adjustments may need to be made to align the concrete sections further away from sensitive fish species and other aquatic life. Upon completion in 2029, the Fehmarn Belt Tunnel will offer a faster, safer, and more reliable way for people to travel between Denmark and northern Germany. Commuters and travelers will enjoy the benefits of enhanced mobility by slashing their commute time by more than half. The project will also generate employment in a variety of industries, such as engineering and logistics, which will further help Denmark and Germany prosper economically. On the same note, the tunnel will also stimulate trade between several Nordic regions and Germany. Businesses will benefit from enhanced and relatively affordable transportation rates, making it affordable to transport goods to several Scandinavian countries, maximizing market accessibility. The Fehmarn Belt Tunnel will function as the primary part of the overall European transportation infrastructure. It will seamlessly link Northern Europe with Central Europe into a slew of other European countries. This will further symbolize and drive inclusivity in terms of closer economic and cultural ties that many European countries share. From a historical perspective, the Fehmarn Belt Strait has a rich heritage and historical ties to a slew of kingdoms throughout Germany, Denmark, Sweden, and other parts of Europe. The tunnel will function as a modern symbol, unifying all these great nations, not just in trade and commerce, but in culture, cooperation, and connectivity as well. The development of the Fehmarn Belt Tunnel did seem to face some political controversies, especially when you talk about the project's financing and cultural aspects. Some critics believe that the project is likely going to exceed its overall budget, which may put more undue pressure on the taxpayers as well as the financial institutions of both countries. On the other hand, others state that the project may not necessarily bring in the long-term benefits speculated. But perhaps the biggest opposition to the project can be the fact that it can lead to destruction of the region's cultural heritage. For instance, it will be impossible to avoid destroying vital archaeological sites in the area. Because of the sheer size and scope of the project, the need for comprehensive environmental assessment and evaluations will be significant. The project may need to implement massive mitigation measures, which are likely to cause delays and may increase the cost of the project itself. The impact on the environment is another deep concern. Many environment advocates state that the project will end up destroying precious marine ecosystems, which can result in legal challenges and public outrage. There's no doubt that the Fehmarn Belt Tunnel will significantly enhance the infrastructural connectivity between Scandinavian countries, Denmark, and Germany, creating massive synergy and cooperation amongst these nations. It will also provide a cost-effective and reliable way to transport people as well as goods, optimizing overall cultural integration and propelling access to different European markets. The improved road and railway tunnel network will also stimulate economic growth in both Denmark and Germany, leading to a significant increase in overall trade volumes, attracting massive foreign investments and industrial development in the region. Upon the completion of the Fehmarn Belt Tunnel, the underwater transportation network will function as a powerful model for future infrastructural developments, not just in Europe, but in different parts of the developed world. The Fehmarn Belt Tunnel project is a testament to the feasibility of large-scale, complex initiatives and how implementing the right strategies, along with meticulous planning and engineering, can make anything possible.